outlined for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Okay. Yes. Welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. My main man, Tyrone A. Johnson, right over there. We got tons of stuff for you. Now, I'm trying to remember the timing because I'm very busy. I got this show. I got the radio show.
Yeah.
When we left here yesterday morning, had the Buffalo Bills story played out completely yet? Or did we leave here thinking, wow, Terry Pegula really doesn't like Keon Coleman, and Terry Pegula did a great job telling everybody that Sean McDermott was the guy that wanted Keon Coleman? Or did we leave here yesterday with the full story that Terry Pegula is a horrendous owner, that Sean McDermott did not necessarily, was not the driving force behind getting Keon Coleman, and now we have a million videos out there showing that Brandon Beane was the driving force to go get the second-year wide receiver. What was that?
Okay. When we left at the end of the show, we were aware that he was a liar, and you had found one video. But we weren't able to play that video because you found it maybe 4 minutes.
Got it. So we didn't have the
show.
documentary where he also said Keon Coleman was the guy.
No.
We didn't find the pre-draft video in which he said, no matter what happened, I wanted to draft Keon Coleman.
That's right.
None of that. Which it's interesting to me because the desperate, and I'm with them, the desperate, hardworking Buffalo Bills fan and it's kind of like I'm going back and forth on, is this pathetic or is it awesome? And I've not yet made up my mind if what I'm about to tell you is pathetic or awesome.
Okay.
Here's what the story is. Because of all those videos that came, and let me just bring everybody up to speed real quick. So Terry Pegula is the owner of the Bills. Yeah. They're having their State of the Union press conference yesterday. And Brandon Beane's answering a question, and Terry Pegula interrupts him.
Jumps in.
And says, I just want to make this very clear that the decision to draft Keon Coleman, who has been, I don't want to say a bust yet, but an underperforming pick for them is probably the better way to put it. Had a touchdown catch and the great stretch to the end zone against Denver. Dropped a touchdown pass that would have been called back anyway because there was a holding penalty on it, but he dropped a touchdown pass, and he's been a disappointment thus far.
Yeah, that's fair.
For the Buffalo Bills. Terry Pegula said, well, that was all the coaching staff.
Yeah.
That was all the coaching staff, and I got to give Brandon Beane credit. Brandon Beane didn't want to draft him. Brandon Beane's a go along, get along guy, and he said, "All right, the coach wants him. I'll draft the guy the coach wants."
Yeah.
And then 17 videos come out of Brandon Beane taking credit for Keon Coleman, saying Keon Coleman's the only guy he wanted, taking total ownership of drafting Keon Coleman, right?
That's right.
Which flies directly in the face of what the owner came out and said.
That's right.
So somebody's lying.
Oh, yeah, well, I know who's lying.
Okay, now, we all know who's lying, yes.
Yeah.
So here's what Bills fans have done today. I want you to tell me just a guttural reaction. Is this pathetic or is it awesome?
Okay.
Bills fans have circulated a petition to rehire Sean McDermott and fire Brandon Beane. 13,000 signatures in the first hour.
I think that's awesome. And I think it's awesome. Now,
awesome.
I think it's awesome because you know what? They shouldn't. The Bills, as you mentioned, they've been beaten up as fans.
Yeah,
they're one of the real fan bases. Cleveland, there's fan bases around the country. They're real fan bases.
I agree.
That never kind of get a return on all that they've invested.
And they show up no matter what.
No matter what. The weather's always bad.
Yes.
And it's always packed. They shovel the damn snow in the stadium before they go to the game.
Wait, they not only shovel the snow. They shovel the snow without the guarantee of a ticket to see the game.
Right. They just want to be in the building.
Right.
They just want to be in the building.
Yes, go.
We want other Bills fans to be good. And they never get a return on their investment. And they invest a lot. And I'm not just talking about monetarily, the time, the effort, all the stuff that they do. So absolutely this is awesome because they're telling the owner.
F you.
Yeah. And it's about time they do that because it's become clear. The ownership's a problem there.
I agree.
They are.
I want to say, look, I think the Bills fan base is the best fan base in sports. They support the charities of opposing teams' players and have they always show up. They're always in the parking lot. That team has never brought them a damn thing, and that fan base is awesome. And I'm sure by the time we get off the air, we'll get an update that they have 100,000 signatures. Now, Sean McDermott's not coming back, obviously, but I just wanted to give the fan base some love in Buffalo. Dude, I totally get it. I love it. I think, Philadelphia would probably do something similar.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to think, New York would. Obviously, Cleveland for sure would. But I love the Bills fans. Now, from there, I got to go to your hometown, all right? Because something comical is happening right now.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles, who arguably have the best roster in football. Top to bottom.
Yeah.
All right. Arguably. Now, they obviously got knocked out in the first round.
They're in the mix there.
When you talk about, from guy 1 to guy 53, an argument could be made that the Philadelphia Eagles have the deepest and most talented roster in all football. Obviously, this year was a big disappointment. They fired Kevin Pegula. That's a good first step to trying to right the ship with the offense, right? They bring in Mike McDaniel. He's like, no, thank you. No, thank you. All right. That's kind of like, maybe Jalen Hurts isn't as good as I thought he was, right? He chose Justin Herbert over Jalen Hurts. I understand that, plus the weather in L.A.
It's one way to look at it.
Harbaugh's the head coach, a great guy to work with. So it's not just the Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert comparison. I think there's a lot more into that. No problem. Brian Dable comes in. They go full autonomy. You got whatever you want to do, you do. And Brian Dable's like, I think I'd rather go to Tennessee. Now, he's obviously holding out for the Bills head coaching job, but he said no to the Eagles. And I'm starting to think, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm starting to say to myself, maybe I've made a mistake, and I rarely do. But maybe I've made a mistake in how I've handicapped the Eagles roster. And I went back last night, getting ready for the big snowstorm. Got 10 bags of salt, got 4 dozen eggs, got 3 gallons of milk. I got 12 loaves of Wonder Bread.
So you're loading up on French toast.
I'm ready to go French toast. I even bought cinnamon just in case I eat French toast.
You need the cinnamon.
Gotta have
it
cinnamon.
Doesn't work without the cinnamon.
Can't have French toast, no cinnamon.
Doesn't work.
I even went to a Jewish bakery and I got myself a couple of challahs.
Oh, that's nice. You sliced that nice.
Challah French toast is the best French toast. Everybody knows that. All right, so, and by the way, my people are not known for our cuisine.
But that bread,
let's get that right.
That bread's a winner.
But I'll take challah bread and I'll toast that bitch. I'll put mayonnaise on it. I'll Thanksgiving turkey the day after Thanksgiving, and I got myself a meal.
It's good stuff.
That being said, my people are not known for our cuisine. I own it. Music either. I own that one too.
Yeah, that's true.
I own that one too.
Yeah.
We're great lovers though. We're great lovers.
That's what they say?
We're great lovers. That's right. Starting with Moses, great lovers.
But not
great lovers.
Known to talk about sports, not known for playing them.
Better at talking sports than playing sports. I'm with you on that too. Well, there are some stereotypical things about my people that I got to accept. I got to accept it. Food and music and athletics and everything else. Pretty good.
All right.
Pretty good.
All right.
All right. So I found out the story in Philly.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to me. Mm-hmm. So the story I found out last night in Philly is one of the caveats for whoever does come in to become the new offensive coordinator for the Eagles is that you guys have, and I'm blocking out his name, I totally apologize for that. You guys have a badass, well-regarded, maybe the best in the business, offensive line coach.
Yeah, Jeff Stoutland.
Thank you.
Yes.
Stoutman?
Stoutling,
I apologize.
Yes, he's very
Jeff
good.
Stoutling, I apologize. Now I got your name.
Stoutland's
I'll
real
try not
deal.
to forget.
They call it Stoutland U. When they get an offensive lineman, they'll go to Stoutland U. They'll come out being a good player.
All right. It's great that you know. I'm glad you know that. All right. So, but part of his responsibilities as the best offensive line coach in football is that he also has the title of run game coordinator.
Yeah.
And that's not a gift they gave him, sure, to pay him more money. And look, he's a great coach, so all good in that regard. But apparently, when Mike McDaniel came in, when Brian Dable came in, there was a debate on this report of full autonomy. You guys call the offense the way you call it. That dude, Jeff Stoutling, is not giving up his job as run game coordinator, meaning he has a voice in the room with how they attack the run, right? How they plan for the run. And apparently, the idea of full autonomy, Stoutling was like, if you give them full autonomy, I'm out.
Well,
and he's regarded as the best offensive line coach, and they've had, outside of this year because of the Lane Johnson injury more than anything else, the best offensive line in football going on about 5 years now.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not about Nick Sirianni. I thought it might be. Ownership is fine. Ownership's never been a problem since Jeff Lurie bought the team. It's about an offensive line coach who does not want to give up responsibility in the running game. You are a dysfunctional organization.
It's not dysfunctional. He's very good at his job.
You lost two of the best offensive coordinators over that.
They'll find a genius. Cliff Kingsbury didn't take the job a couple years ago because of that as well. They want to pick their whole staff.
So maybe
Stoutling's going to be there.
Is that right?
Stoutling's going to be there. They'll find a great OC.
The Eagles are broken. That's what I learned yesterday. More on that coming up.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawan Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done. Right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Hey, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here. Great to have you here. You know, I'm not a big, hey, let's celebrate professional athletes with postseason awards. MVP is a great one. I'm good with MVP. I love the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. I've always felt that it shouldn't be a competition, though. Whoever guy gets it for each team, they should all be winners, and we shouldn't pick one of those guys. But, you know, that's a story, another story for another day. That being said, There's a couple of awards that they announced the finalists for yesterday for the NFL.
About today.
I'm confused about. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. The NFL, I guess later today, is going to announce their Comeback Player of the Year award. All right?
Well, no, they'll announce the finalists.
I got the finalists.
Yeah.
I thought you just said they're announcing it today.
No, they announced them. You said they announced the finalists yesterday. They announced the finalists this morning.
Oh, I thought it was
That's
last
all
night.
I was saying.
It's
No,
today?
it was this
It
morning.
doesn't matter what day they announced the finalists.
They do a big award show in between the Super Bowl and the championship.
Oh,
game.
the NFL honors? Is that
Yeah, they
is
do
what
that in
is?
between. Yeah, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like during the Pro Bowl time. So it'll be a couple.
All right.
Weeks,
So there's a couple particular awards, and again, I typically don't go down this road because it's a pointless thing to do and like an annual ritual. But I'm confused by it. Okay.
All right.
I'm very confused by it. So the finalists for Comeback Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Do you know the finalists are? Have you seen that?
I know one of them.
All right. So I'm going to tell you right now. So Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Is a finalist for Comeback Player of the Year. How is that possible?
I don't know. Doesn't
How's
make
that
sense.
possible?
Doesn't make sense.
He played the majority of games last year for the Cowboys. Obviously, he got hurt, but he played for the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out. And again, he had a great year. It's not about what kind of year he had, but I never thought of Dak Prescott this year as coming back and what's he going to do this year?
He played half the year last year.
Yeah. So to me, like he's not eligible.
He shouldn't be
for Comeback Player of the Year. So I was confused about that, but there's one particular name. Oh, by the way, Trevor Lawrence was on that list.
Yeah.
What's Trevor Lawrence on that list for? That doesn't make any sense to me either. Trevor Lawrence on the Comeback Player of the Year.
He's on the Comeback Player of the Year?
Yes, he is. But
he played 10 of the 10 games last year. That's not a comeback.
So Dak Prescott shouldn't be on the list. Trevor Lawrence shouldn't be on the list.
I agree.
He played more games than Dak Prescott did,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But there is a guy that's not on that list, and I don't understand why. I just don't understand why.
Yeah.
How in the world is Daniel Jones not a finalist? Now, if you want to argue against him winning it because of the injuries that took him out of the season in week 12 or whatever it was, Daniel Jones, while he was playing, led the Indianapolis Colts to an 8-1 record.
Yeah.
I think he came out week 10, week 11, around there, right? So
he played 13 games this year.
So Daniel Jones was on the verge of becoming a journeyman quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Daniel Jones gets released from the New York Giants, goes to Minnesota, doesn't play for them, and then all of a sudden gets picked up by the Indianapolis Colts and played in 13 games.
Yeah.
And was 8-1 at one point, and the Colts were the number 1 seed in the AFC and had the best record in football. Daniel Jones is not a finalist for Comeback Player of the Year. How is that possible?
Well,
just walk me through that.
Well, using your rationale, he was 2-8 as a starter the year before that.
Okay,
he should not be eligible because he played. He stayed 10 starts.
He got cut from his team
after 10 starts,
but he got cut from the New York Giants.
He did.
Okay, doesn't play for Minnesota, right? I think he may have gotten into a game. Didn't get it all. Great. Just walk me through, and I have no vested interest in it. There's just some things I look at and I go, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like Daniel Jones was a lock in week 12 for Comeback Player of the Year. A lock.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't even get nominated?
Yeah, it's weird.
How's that possible?
Using their rationale, it doesn't make sense at all.
Right?
Using their rationale.
Yeah, so it's now the guy that's going to win it, and I have no problem with this at all, is going to be Aiden Hutchinson. All right, Aiden Hutchinson coming back from, was the leg injury, knee injury, whatever it was.
His leg, yeah.
Right. So Aiden Hutchinson came back, had a great year. I have no problem with Aiden Hutchinson winning it. Christian McCaffrey got nominated for this as well.
He could win. He played 4 games last year, so
Christian
he could win
McCaffrey, I think, is a great finalist and should be eligible for it as well. But I'm looking at the list. Stephon Diggs. He had a great year for the Patriots. No problem with that.
He tore his ACL last year.
So that's by the way, if he wins it, I have no issue with that.
Right.
But I'm trying to figure out how Trevor Lawrence is a nominee, how Dak Prescott is a nominee, and how Daniel Jones is not a finalist. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Unless we're saying, well, we better have a Dallas Cowboy on that list so people give a damn about it. That's the only thought process I have for why Dak Prescott's on that list.
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange. He doesn't deserve it. But I guess what they would argue is, since they played roughly the same amount of games, Dak had a better season. Trevor had a better season.
Well, Daniel Jones didn't finish the season. I think you're probably fair. Statistically, they did.
But he was 8-5. So Lawrence had a better. That's what they would argue. They had a better individual
games when he
season.
broke his leg, and then he tore the ACL or Achilles.
He only played 2 games with hurt.
He had a busted leg, a busted knee,
8-2
a
and
busted
3.
Achilles, and he's not on the list. So that's the first
Well, he can win it
for
next
you.
year.
Let me give you the next one.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to cause some resentment from people that work for us downstairs, and I frankly don't care. Because like I told you, you're just going to get my honest, objective opinion on things. And if that bothers you because of your fandom, I don't care.
All right.
I never have cared. I'm not going to start caring today. I'm 39 years old. If you think I woke up
39 years old?
Yeah, this morning. Today's my birthday. I turned 39 today. And if you think I woke up today on my birthday at 39 years old and I'm going to suddenly give a damn what you think about me, you got me on the wrong day. Sorry to say that.
Okay.
But that's just my reality, okay? So explain to me this. Riddle me this, Batman. How in the world is Jackson Dart, New York Giants quarterback, up for Offensive Rookie of the Year?
I don't know.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
He didn't throw for 300 yards in a single game, right? He didn't throw for 300 yards in a single game. I think he threw for, how many touchdown passes did he have?
15.
15 touchdown passes makes you the best offensive rookie in football? 15 touchdown passes?
Yeah, 15.
15. How many interceptions? 5?
5. Yeah, 15 to 5. That's a good ratio.
The ratio is great. I got no problem with the ratio. And he's a great kid. And he's the future for the New York Giants. And one day he might have been an MVP candidate. But you think 15 touchdowns and barely 2,000 yards warrants you being the Offensive Rookie of the Year?
It shouldn't be.
Like, are we lowering our standards? Is that what we're doing now?
He's not going to win.
That's what we're doing. We're just gonna lower our standards for postseason awards. That's why I typically don't pay attention to postseason awards. I'll give you another one. Do you think Abdul Carter was the best defensive rookie in football this year?
He was not.
No, we know he wasn't.
He was not.
Correct. Guy had 4 sacks. 4 sacks and spent more time watching porn than going to meetings for the first half of the season.
Oh, my goodness.
That's your Defensive Rookie of the Year? Like, come on, guys. We got to do better. We got to make a pledge to do better. I'll raise my hand. Let's do better.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kwan Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, great broadcasting news today. Bob Costas coming back to NBC Sports to host Sunday Night Baseball pregame show.
Love it.
I'm a big Costas guy. I know not everybody is. And
I am too.
He kind of admitted that, he lost his fastball play-by-play wise.
Yeah.
And he was taking a beating for how he called some of the playoff games the last couple years. I don't give a rat's ass. That dude is a Mount Rushmore sports broadcaster. Great to have Bob Costas, my dope MC Bob Costas, getting people pregnant. Bob Costas is my guy. And a legendary Bob Costas, and I'm glad that he's back with baseball.
I completely agree with you, and I have to give credit to NBC. I didn't know what they were going to do with the NBA. Other than the Jordan thing, I like what they've tried to do overall.
The Jordan thing was like a scam infomercial.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
for Jordan.
Yeah.
For Jordan.
But I don't think it's real. So they paid Michael Jordan $30 million to sit down with Mike Tirico once.
In his house
once.
And cut it up.
Yeah, once.
One time.
And I know Mike Tirico gets pissed about that, but you sold us this bill of goods at NBC.
Yep.
And let me just say this. I think NBC's done a terrific job with their basketball coverage.
I agree.
Year.
Other than the Jordan thing, I like a lot of, and they're trying some things. Not everything you try is going to work. I like what they're doing.
I think they're doing a great job with the coverage. I really do. I think, the pregame, halftime stuff. Look, it's not the TNT show.
Right.
It's not.
Nothing is.
That is different. That is a very special show that's on ESPN now. With Barkley and Kenny and Shaq and Ernie and the gang. Yeah. But I think NBC's done a terrific job thus far.
I agree.
With their basketball coverage. But baseball, to me, from a broadcasting standpoint, there's certain announcers that I associate with certain sports and the biggest moments of those sports. So, for example, when I think football, I'm going to try to keep this current and not go way back.
Yeah.
To me, if I've got Joe Buck doing a game, it is a big game.
Yep. Completely agree.
Okay, all due respect to all the other really talented broadcasters, but if there's a big NFL football game, Joe Buck's got to be doing it.
He's the best one of his era.
No doubt.
Of his era, he's the best.
If you want me to go back just 10 years, it's either still Joe Buck or Al Michaels.
Yes.
All right? Al Michaels
different
has
eras,
lost his fastball.
but they're different eras.
Yes. Yeah. So NFL football today is Joe Buck.
Right.
Obviously, if I want to give you the lineage of it, I would go backwards. Joe Buck, Al Michaels, Pat Summerall.
And Summerall.
And
Summerall did the Masters. Summerall had gravitas at the time.
Yeah, I think if I'm doing college football, I'm probably going in some order, Vern Lundquist.
Great.
Keith Jackson.
Was tremendous.
And I'm not sure, I know a lot of people want me to say, what's his name at Fox right now?
Fox right now.
He's a yeller and screamer. Gus Johnson.
Gus, yeah.
Yeah.
Gus has moments.
I think Gus is a terrific broadcaster. Gus blamed me for not getting the Knick job, me and Boomer, because he said that MSG gave us all the money and there was none left for him. He also wanted $5 million to be the Knicks announcer just in New York. Whatever. Gus is a really good broadcaster. But I'm not sure. Is there a guy right now that you would say, that guy's the unequivocal voice of college football in this country? Chris Fowler's not.
No, it's
really good, but he's
honestly,
not.
it's not a play-by-play guy. The top guy is Herb Street.
But I thought Herb Street had a
college.
great championship game.
Yes, for college right now, he's the top guy. I understand that he's a color guy, but he's the best. He's the best we have currently for college. Every big game, you want Herb Street in that seat, despite the dog.
I think, I'm tired of the dog. I think, hey, Ethan, what's the guy's name on Fox who works with Gus? What's that guy's name? That guy's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, look, if we don't know the guy's name, then he's not the face of voice of college football.
No. It's Herb Street right now for college.
Yeah, but the guy that does the Fox games is actually really good. Why am I blocking on that guy's name? Flack. What's his name?
Klatt. Joe Klatt. No, Joe Klatt. Joe Klatt is very good.
I think Joe Klatt's good.
He's excellent. He probably just isn't the household name
He's
yet.
not. He's
Joe
not.
Klatt is excellent what he does.
Curry's favorite Deion a little too much, but outside of that, Joe Klatt's really good.
They do two games a year, though.
So I'll give you that. But to get it back to the point I guess I was trying to make, when I think baseball, I still think, by the way, you could say Joe Buck for baseball too, by the way.
He did a million World Series.
Guy's only done 40 World Series.
And
I think Joe Davis is going to be fantastic for a long time.
It just takes time.
I think he's a great play-by-play guy for baseball. But it's Bob Costas.
It's Bob Costas.
Right.
To me, this is a no-brainer. This is a home run hire.
Yeah.
I'm more likely to tune in early because Costas is on the show.
He's a Mount Rushmore sports broadcaster.
He is.
And while he said, I'm not going to do play-by-play anymore because he admitted he just doesn't have what he used to have.
He did ABA games.
Yeah,
He did it for a long time.
Bob Costas is baseball, man.
He is.
So I think NBC made a great decision
I agree.
to bring Bob Costas back to just host the studio stuff.
Yep.
So congratulations to Bob. I'm sure he's thrilled about it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just glad he's back. I'm trying to think, is there another voice today in broadcasting on a national level that we would agree? I guess Mike Breen in the NBA.
Breen.
Right? Mike
Breen's
Breen
tremendous.
is the voice of the NBA.
Yep, he's tremendous.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, is there another NBA guy that I would say is even close? Kevin Harlan's like...
I love Harlan.
Yeah, I like Kevin more on radio than TV.
Okay.
I prefer him on radio than TV, but he does everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Breen's the voice of basketball and a very good voice of basketball.
He's very good.
So, welcome back, Bob Costas. Can't wait to watch you on NBC's baseball coverage.
What is going on with this John Morant saga? Right? John's on the block. John wants to be traded. But now John comes back and he denies all trade talk and says John says he has no desire to play elsewhere. So he shut it down. He's still viewed as a franchise centerpiece when on the floor. Memphis, they're better with him.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
The Buffalo Bills have to find a new head coach. Take a look at the leaders right now. A 33% chance Brian Dable takes that job. You say, well, why? Wait a second here. He's head coach of the New York Giants. Did you know he came from the Buffalo Bills and basically resurrected Josh Allen on that MVP trajectory while he was with the Buffalo Bills? Clay Kubiak, Joe Brady, Davis Webb, all offensive guys, which I agree with.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Sure, you could say the punt block is a key play in the game. It was.
It was.
But the signature play of last night's game is the John Elway-esque diving sideways into the end zone. There's a picture of it right there. To effectively win the national championship. That dude's a baller.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Hold on a second, though. You believe that Mike McDaniel is not head coach caliber?
No.
There's a lot of evidence that says Cliff Kingsbury is not
That's
either.
That's fine that you believe that. But here's the thing. There's
more. Hold on a second.
Hang on. Go ahead.
Mike McDaniel has a better resume than Cliff Kingsbury.
He does on paper, but he's not a locker room guy.
Well, is Cliff?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here as always. Interesting how this show has captured the imaginations and the heartstrings of America. We are the fastest growing 1 hour sports, I get podcast, TV show, whatever, I don't know what you call it. I think we're overusing the term podcast these days.
Yeah.
Like we're on SportsGrid. We have over 60,000 people every day checking us out on fast channels like Roku and Samsung. We're on YouTube every single day. We're growing that. We're growing the podcast. Check that out.
Subscribe.
And one of the videos we put out yesterday from the show, there you go, download and subscribe. Good job, guys.
Yes.
It doesn't tell you how to download and subscribe.
It
It just says
shows
to do it.
the people that know,
People
those
don't
are the
know
things.
what those images are.
The bottom right, that's the Apple.
That's
The one-
Apple?
Yeah, the bottom
That don't
right.
look like an Apple.
That's Apple Podcast. That's the logo for Apple Podcast.
I didn't know that.
Then you have the Spotify. You know Spotify.
Spotify is a circular one with the 3 weird lines in it?
Yeah, that's right.
Why does it say Spotify?
Because the people that have Spotify know what the logo
Yeah,
is.
and let me do you one better.
Yeah.
I think on that screen right now, we should put a QR code up there. Make it easy for people to just click a button right now and automatically subscribe.
Well, I think that's a great
How
idea.
about we get in tune with technology today?
But
How
what
about that?
You know what I would have liked, though?
Yeah.
Had you said this at 10:30 rather than 11:30?
I mean, where we had our meeting yesterday?
They could have done it. They could have done it.
What's the other little thing there? Put that back up for a second,
I
guys.
think that's TuneIn.
What's that?
I think that's TuneIn.
What?
It's an app that people use for
No,
podcasts.
that's
I believe
that's like
it's TuneIn.
what?
The TuneIn. Yeah, TuneIn is. There are people absolutely
Anybody
subscribe.
goes on TuneIn?
Yes, it is.
No, I don't know anybody.
Also, this show is international as well.
Yeah, TuneIn?
Yes, you can use TuneIn as well. A lot of people use it.
I never saw that before.
There's even some exclusives for TuneIn. We're not one. We're on everything.
Yeah.
But right, your radio show's on TuneIn.
I don't know why.
Why? So that people can listen to it.
Nobody listens to my radio show on TuneIn.
Yes, they do.
They
if
do?
You ask later on.
Well, thank you.
You're in New York.
I don't know.
Of course you
Why
are.
would you listen on TuneIn when you could just listen to me live or watch me on TV?
Because it's live on TuneIn.
Oh, yeah?
It streams.
TuneIn's like, TuneIn's like Tidal.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea in principle, but ain't nobody downloading it.
Tidal still exists, though.
But no one uses it.
No. They have the Prince exclusive, so I pay monthly just for that.
I get Prince on Spotify.
They have the Prince exclusives.
I get Prince on Spotify.
You do not have his version.
When Doves Cry this morning.
Right. You have that.
Yeah.
You have his version of some of the songs he wrote.
Yeah.
Like you have Nothing Compares to You. You do not have that on Spotify because it's only on Tidal.
Well, he wrote it.
Right, but he sang it as well, and it's on Tidal.
You're saying if I go on Spotify right now,
I don't think you're going to find his version.
And I'm gonna try to find Prince's version.
Yes.
Of
Nothing Compares to You.
Nothing Compares to You. Okay.
Manic Monday as well.
Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Say Prince.
Look up Manic Monday as well.
Nothing Compares to You, Prince.
It's there. Check Manic Monday. It was on Tidal first.
Yeah. I got Prince's version, Chris Cornell's version.
Chris Cornell's version.
I got new editions of. I got everyone.
No,
everybody. I got everybody's version.
That's a different song.
In any event, download us on TuneIn.
TuneIn, yes.
Just put QR code up there, make it easy.
I got to be honest with you. If you're a big supporter, subscribe to it on all of them.
Yeah. So that's not realistic either.
It is realistic. Go on to Spotify.
Yeah.
Go on to Apple Podcasts. Subscribe across the board.
Much subscribe.
Here's the thing. If you do that, right, I can guarantee you'll get better content and content for longer for the people.
You'll also get help Tyrone keep his job. So if you want Tyrone to stay employed, download us on every
that does both things. I've been reading some of the people. There's a few people mad at me.
All right, so here's the point I'm making. All right, the point I was trying to make. The point I was trying to make. So yesterday, we told you that whole story about Keon Coleman and the Bills.
That's right.
And I told you the story about last year's Super Bowl, where I was at a party with my wife and my daughter, and my daughter Keon Coleman met my daughter. I introduced my daughter to Keon Coleman, and that's the whole thing when he asked her to have popcorn with him, right? Mm-hmm. So we put that video out, and it's got like hundreds of thousands of views. But what's happening now is very interesting. Everybody that follows Keon Coleman has now seen that video. All right?
Yeah.
Which means they have now decided to Google or try to find my daughter on social media. So yesterday, for example, my daughter, who's got a very small following of people, she has like a food account that she does, and some other things like that.
She's mostly a civilian as far as her work. She's not a media person. Yeah, she's a civilian.
She typically wants no connection to what I do for obvious reasons, and I prefer it that way as well.
Right.
She's got a great food account on like Instagram. Her and her roommate Kate review like restaurants and items and whatnot, and it's great. Maybe 5,000. I don't know how many views, whatever it is, right? So yesterday, everybody that loves Keon Coleman wanted to, because you're all a bunch of perverts, wanted to see what my daughter looked like, because they want to see, like, is that the kind of gal that Keon Coleman would be interested in, or am I just selling wolf tickets, right?
Right.
So yesterday, my daughter got 6,402 friend requests.
That's a lot.
And every one of them follows Keon Coleman. Because you can look at who they follow.
Yeah.
Like, do we have people in common?
Yeah.
So 6,402 people are checking out my daughter now because Keon Coleman wanted to have popcorn with her.
Now, do you regret telling the story now? That the shark's in the water now. Do you regret telling the story?
I think she likes the attention.
Well, I didn't ask if she. I said you. Do you regret telling the story? Not her.
If I could take it back, I'd take it back. Okay. I'd make her my sister.
In the story, right.
Yeah, I changed the story to my sister. I had a lot of guys hitting whatever it was.
Yeah, my older sister.
For everybody out there that loves Keon Coleman, I guess thanks for watching what we do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It shows that they're locked in.
I don't know. Quick college football thing that happened yesterday, and I find it interesting because it's a new level of desperation now that Alabama can't compete on an unfair playing level because everybody gets to pay their athletes. And Alabama was paying dudes well before you could legally pay guys.
That's why Saban got out.
Yeah, Saban got out because he no longer had an advantage.
Right.
And that's, to me, the only real positive thing for the sport. It's great for the athletes, of course, because they're getting paid now, and they deserve to be paid. NIL is not what it was meant to be. Just real quick, NIL, the guys were supposed to get money for when colleges use their name, their image, and their likeness to sell jerseys and shirts and things like that. This was not supposed to be when they first created it. We're just going to pay you to play. Now, that being said, good for the players.
And you were supposed to be allowed to do commercials.
Right.
So, like Juju out there in USC, she has different shoe commercials. She's on with Embiid in commercials and stuff. That used to be prohibited. That was also supposed to be allowed.
Your go-to athlete is Juju Watkins?
Yeah.
That's the first person you thought of?
Yeah, for
like
commercials.
In all of college sports?
For commercials,
The first person you thought of was a women's basketball player?
Juju Watkins is the truth.
Like, I know she's a great basketball player coming back from the torn ACL,
Yeah,
right?
she's out this year. She'll come back next year.
But like the first person you didn't think it was like Arch Manning?
No.
You went right to Juju Watkins?
She had commercials.
Who ain't playing basketball this year?
She had commercials before.
I know, she's a great player.
She was the first one with the national commercials.
She's a great player.
She was the first one
but you
with
went
national commercials.
See, this is the problem, Tyrone.
The problem?
This is the problem.
What do you mean?
Football. You went to women's basketball over football.
What do you mean? I love football.
I don't think you do.
My football acumen is unquestioned.
I don't think you do.
So props to Juju.
The other day, Tyrone's telling me, hey, Craig, we're not talking enough soccer or hockey. And I'm like,
what?
Like, what are we doing?
Listen, my union started. They're in camp. My union, they're in camp. They're getting ready for the season, my union.
So Alabama and LSU, all like the big blue blood programs, basketball too.
Yeah.
They no longer have the obvious advantage where kids that are good enough to play at those schools are only going to go to those schools because I can show up out of the blue at name a D1 school that doesn't have a great pedigree of producing pros, and I can say to a 5-star athlete coming out of high school, I'll give you $1 million.
Yeah.
Right? If I've got a wealthy benefactor, I can pull that off now, which is why there's so much parity in college sports. That is the upside of NIL money. That's the upside of everybody can compete as long as you can stroke a check.
Yeah.
That's why Kenny Dillingham at Arizona State had that big press conference this past year, and he said, you're telling me there's not a single graduate of Arizona State that can't write a $20 million check?
Right.
I want to find you. Where are you? Call me. I need you in this program.
Right.
And he's right.
And he said that because he's from there.
Yes. So what Alabama did yesterday is desperate. Alabama announced for the first time I've ever seen publicly open tryouts. So if you're not a 5-star kid coming out of high school, but maybe you're very good, but for whatever reason, the school you played at, the town you grew up in, you're not on the radar, you can now drive down to Alabama, fly to Alabama, and get a guaranteed tryout. Alabama is now desperate. They're looking for 1-star recruits because they can't get the others.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawan Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Congratulations to former New York Met, Kansas City Royal, Houston Astro. I think there's another team in there, but Carlos Beltran got into the Hall of Fame. You may have heard that yesterday. And look, his best years were with the Mets. His best postseason was with Houston. Yeah. But he's probably going to go as a New York Met. What's interesting about that is the player no longer gets to decide what team he represents. And the reason for that is because back in the day, both Wade Boggs and Fred McGriff, they sold that to the Tampa Bay Rays. Okay. So when Wade Boggs, who obviously should have gone as a Red Sox, right, when he went into the Hall of Fame, he went in as a Tampa Bay Ray. The Tampa Bay Rays paid him $1 million to rock a Rays cap for his bust. And the Major League Baseball was like, hang on a second. You can't sell like hat rights to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. So the player gets a vote, but does not get the only vote. And a group of like nerds with pocket protectors on who break down analytics are going to say, it makes more sense for you to go in as a representative of this team versus that team. I think the only team that would really compete with the Mets would be the Royals. If I'm right, Ethan, for Beltran? Is that right?
Yeah, that's...
He had the greatest postseason maybe of all time.
And that's how he got his money. Right. That's how he got the big contract.
But that was with Houston. He was not with Houston as long. Now, he went back to Houston, of course. Yeah. He'll be the only guy in the Hall of Fame that played with the Astros as both an American League team and a National League team. Yes. But, here's what's interesting about Beltran getting in. He's an admitted cheater. Not a steroid cheater, but a cheater with the garbage cans and all that.
Absolutely. It was his plan.
Right. And he admitted it. It's his plan. He was a player when it happened. Mm-hmm. And everyone said they followed his lead as a veteran player. So now Major League Baseball is openly welcoming in a guy that has admitted cheating the game. Mm-hmm. And let's not get it twisted. He cost the Yankees a trip to the World Series that year. He did. And that's not up for debate.
And likely cost the Dodgers a World Series as well.
And I'll take you one step further on that. Because you have steroid cheaters over here, and then you have his type of cheating, like sign stealing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. If you polled 50 baseball players from any era, and you said to them, which one of those cheats is worse for the game, I think you'd have, not unanimous, but the majority would say, I would rather know the exact pitch that's coming as a batter than have steroids in my body that lets me hit the ball farther and harder, maybe run faster, that kind of thing. Yeah. I think the majority would say knowing the pitch is a far greater advantage than being on the juice.
Yes. I completely agree with that. Completely. Yeah. If the hardest thing in sports is hitting a baseball,
then knowing what's coming makes it a lot easier.
If you can sit fastball, you can sit curveball, it's very different.
So congratulations to Carlos for getting in. There's an awkward aspect of him getting in as a Met because don't forget, he was supposed to be the Mets manager. Yeah. And then the Mets said, oh boy, we didn't do our due diligence. You're not going to be our manager. But I thought it was great that Major League Baseball put out, I guess for him and who's the other guy that got in?
Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones. Great. Andrew Jones. Great.
He'll go in as a Brave.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Although he played for the Yankees for a minute.
Yeah, he played a few teams. He's going in as a Brave.
Right?
Yeah.
So they released what the plaque is going to look like. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't have Andrew Jones's, but I do have Carlos Beltran. Do you want to see it?
Of course.
Check it out. Check it out. There you go.
Now, come on.
Yeah. That's the Carlos Beltran plaque for the Hall of Fame.
Is that a big? He's wearing headphones. Is that what that is?
Oh no, that's no. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's not.
You notice that? Yeah. That's not a headphone. No,
that's not headphones.
No, he had a facial growth for the far majority of his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a big, like Aaron Neville type situation. Hair coming out of him and stuff.
Harry.
Yeah. So that's I think it's somewhat offensive that they would include that, but that's what he was known for. So.
Yeah, he was. Now I do wonder. He was a rich man. He made a lot of money.
Yeah.
You're not going to consider getting that mole removed in the offseason? Or did he think it was good luck?
He has since had it removed.
Right, but I'm saying
Yeah.
when he was out there playing, he didn't.
I guess not. Aaron Neville never got his removed.
Well,
it was like his calling card.
I think he thought, I'm using this.
Yeah.
You know, forget the voice. I'm using this mold to get women.
Yeah, but
he used to
Aaron-
wear like leather vest a lot
Let me
too.
tell you something.
Heavy on the leather vest, Aaron
Yeah,
Neville,
when I
with
was in the
the mold.
1970s and he's from the South, and it was a thing.
Deep into the 90s, he's still wearing a leather vest.
Look, once you have a look, like that's your look.
You just gonna stick with it forever?
That's your look. Yeah. Like you think Clyde Frazier's suddenly going to show up wearing Gap jeans?
No.
Right. He's got a look.
Yeah, but
so he rocks the look.
But he changes how he tailors the suits to the
But
times.
he's got that fancy, Studio 54, 1978 look.
That's true.
He's got that.
Yeah, he has suits this bright.
Carlos Beltran had a look. It was Guado, the leader of the revolution, living on his face. That's what his look was.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so
all right, good for him.
You know, Carlos Beltran got in trouble. There's this great restaurant, Puerto Rican fare, called Sofritos here in New York City. I think it might even still be around. And he loved it so much that he bought it. All right?
Yeah.
And shortly after buying it, the waiters got together that worked at Sofrito and accused him and the other owners of withholding their tips.
He's stealing tips with all the money he was making.
Somehow, some way, when it went to court, they got his name removed from the lawsuit. But they won the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And it was like low seven figures that that Sofrito had apparently taken or kept
That's a lot of
from
money.
these hardworking waiters in that restaurant in New York City. So he was attached to that, but I'm not sure if he was exonerated or just, they took him off as like a co-conspirator or something like that.
I didn't know.
But dude made like $190 million.
And taking tips.
You're taking tips away from a dude making $5 an hour?
That's messed up.
Come on, man.
That's a dirty game.
Right?
There was a Philly chain where that also happened.
By the way, it happens a lot more than you think.
Yeah, Philly chain. They lost in court as well.
Yeah.
They were and they were only stealing from the women in that lawsuit.
Is that right?
The men could go home with their money. The women was taking a cut.
That's not right. A couple of things that happened in sports over the last 24 hours. There's a rumor that's heating up that while Brian Flores is a finalist for the Steeler job, they're also now going to be. They interviewed yesterday Mike McCarthy, and the thought process of why would you bring Mike McCarthy for his third shot of being a head coach is they think it's a way to keep Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers has not yet announced that he's done playing football.
Yeah, he has not.
He obviously cried over Tomlin, loved Mike Tomlin, respects Mike Tomlin. So I saw two stories about Aaron Rodgers. One story was that he is salivating over the possibility of going to Minnesota and throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson and maybe helping J.J. McCarthy learn how to play football. That would be a great decision, in my opinion,
in a dome
for the
too.
Vikings.
In a dome as an older
Now,
player makes a difference.
That would make him Brett Favre 2.0.
Yeah.
I mean, it would.
I mean, fully.
I mean,
Jets,
Vikings.
Yeah, you go do. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thought for Aaron Rodgers.
But that's interesting.
If Pittsburgh's like, we got to keep Aaron Rodgers because we're not drafting high enough to get a quarterback. There aren't a lot of good quarterbacks in this draft. We got to run it back. What coach would he want? Mike McCarthy might be the answer to that. So don't sleep on Aaron Rodgers possibly saying, if I'm him, I'm going to Minnesota.
I agree.
One more year with a really good coach and a great wide receiver. Sure, you could say the punt block is a key play in the game. It was.
It was.
But the signature play of last night's game is the John Elway-esque diving sideways into the end zone. There's a picture of it right there.
Yeah.
To effectively win the national championship. That dude's a baller.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
NCAA always has a complicated relationship with sports betting. It's, of course, they were the title litigant in the fall of the federal ban. They were trying to stop New Jersey from offering it. They just don't like sports betting, right? I think they understand that people bet on their games and it probably drives engagement, but at the end of the day, they see this as a threat. We know all the scandals that have happened around college sports.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Hold on a second, though. You believe that Mike McDaniel is not head coach caliber?
No.
There's a lot of evidence that says Cliff Kingsbury is not
That's
either.
fine that you believe that. But here's the thing. There's
more. Hold on a second.
Hang on, go ahead.
Mike McDaniel has a better resume than Cliff Kingsbury.
He does on paper, but he's not a locker room guy.
Well, is Cliff?
Game time decisions. only on SportsGrid.
The Buffalo Bills have to find a new head coach. Take a look at the leaders right now. A 33% chance Brian Dable takes that job. You say, well, why? Wait a second here. He's head coach of the New York Giants. Did you know he came from the Buffalo Bills and basically resurrected Josh Allen on that MVP trajectory while he was with the Buffalo Bills? Clay Kubiak, Joe Brady, Davis Webb, all offensive guys, which I agree with.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Hey, we're back. It's the Craig Carton Show. I'm just reading a post on Twitter that Dolphins owner Stephen Ross forgot the name of his new head coach.
I mean, come on.
Jeff Hafley, who just got the job, obviously coming over from Green Bay.
Yeah, this is his introductory press
He's
conference.
the defensive coordinator from Green Bay. He joins his former colleague who was a front office guy in Green Bay, who's now the general manager there. Stephen Ross goes, his enthusiasm, knowledge, background, oh, we have the sound?
Oh, we have it?
Play the sound. Let me hear the sound. This is Stephen Ross, owner of the Dolphins, introducing Jeff Hafley. Go.
Enthusiasm, the knowledge, the background. Jeff.
You didn't know who that was. He had no idea.
Yeah, I'm a billionaire. It doesn't matter what I say. Jeff.
Man.
Jeff.
Listen, I know that they talk about it in politics. I think they need to come up with an age maximum for owners. Now, listen, you don't have to sell the team. You have to find someone in your family to take over, but you can't be in charge after a certain
his
age.
son-in-law is going to be the guy running it.
Well,
yeah,
then maybe have him do the press conference.
His son-in-law is a very, very smart man.
We'll have him do the press conference next time.
Like, could you marry a really ugly, ugly girl with a limp? If her dad was a billionaire.
How's her body, other than the limp? How's her body?
I can't give you stripper body because you say yes.
How's the body?
Because you just go to the grocery store, get a couple bags, and you call it a day. So let's say,
paper, not plastic.
Okay, facially, she's got the Carlos Beltran hairy mole.
Okay, on a forehead.
She's balding. All right, and she's 30 pounds overweight.
All right. But what about but the body other than that might be nice.
Whatever you prefer in the back end and up top, she has that.
Oh, and she's rich?
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah?
Easy.
Really?
You know how much money $1 billion is, man?
I do. Yeah, but here's the rule. Can't cheat.
All right.
Ever. Can't get a happy ending in a massage parlor.
That's fine.
Yeah, can't do that. And can't watch porn by yourself.
All right.
And you're still saying yes?
I guarantee that woman that you described, she's had to work hard her whole life.
Yeah.
Not for money, for attention. She knows what she's doing.
Okay, so you're good with that.
I'm good with it right with
one last caveat.
Yeah.
I had one last caveat.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to close your eyes.
Still, I look you dead in that mole and count that money. I count the hairs on the mole. All right? Oh, you were distracted. Oh, I'm sorry. I was like, you don't have to tell her what you were doing.
I can see you guys getting together, have a mole shaving party.
Oh God.
Oh, baby, I love you so much. Oh, I got the new Bic.
And you didn't say that I couldn't suggest the mole get removed. You just said she had it.
She had it.
Right.
That's correct.
We can be with the best dermatologists in the world. Why don't we fly? Take the private jet. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're going to the south of France for vacation. And there happened to be the best mole surgeon on earth there.
All right, a couple other things real quick. The Chiefs did hire Eric Bieniemy as offensive coordinator, and a lot of people think that's bringing Travis Kelce back.
He could.
I know he was raving about Eric Bieniemy getting the job, but Travis Kelce's done, guys. It's a wrap. You saw that. It's over. And I think it's great that he was supportive of Bieniemy getting the job.
Yeah.
But do not connect the dots on that Eric Bieniemy being back is the causal reason for Travis Kelce not retiring. I think he's done.
He very well could be done. I do wonder if Taylor wants him around full time just yet.
Yeah, well, she'll come up with another concert tour to go on. They'll leave him at home, something like that.
Well, he went on the tour before last.
Yes.
He's overseas.
I think he said he spent his entire year's salary this past year, which was, $13 million?
Yeah.
Just on private jet travel so that he could go watch his girl perform. That's a lot of money on private
That's
jets.
a lot of money. At that point, I know you could buy the jet.
Could have
I know
just
a
bought
jet
the
guy.
jet, yeah.
I don't have the money for the
Yeah.
jet, but I know a jet guy.
You have a jet guy?
Yeah, I don't have the money to buy it, so
No.
it's useless to have it.
No,
but
never,
I got it.
we're never going to have the money to buy a jet.
Yeah,
I mean, I can barely get on Greyhound these days.
I got the jet guy.
John Lynch announced yesterday, this is crazy to me, that the story that's out there the last couple of months, that San Francisco has all these soft tissue injuries because the complex is built near a power station. And that the gamma rays coming from the power station have infected the San Francisco 49ers across the board, and that's why they're more apt to get these soft tissue injuries. They're actually investigating it now. I'm a conspiracy theory guy, but come on, man, you don't tear your Achilles because you're near an AT&T tower.
No,
that doesn't happen like that.
And the other part is, how about you stop signing older players?
Yeah,
he keeps on doing that over and over again. Older players.
You might get a Carlos Beltran face mole if you live near a power line. Though.
Oh, absolutely.
That's possible.
Oh, yeah.
Torn Achilles, not possible. Hairy mole with a heartbeat, possible. That's absolutely on the table. And final thing, former NFL sideline broadcaster Michelle Tafoya is now running for Senate in Minnesota as a Republican.
Yeah.
And she said the reason she's a great candidate is that she used to interview coaches for a living. In Minnesota, that might work. What she should do is tell them she's Somalian.